Hi there, Patrick again, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Joe Magarac. And Joe who? Joe Magarac, a Paul Bunyan-like figure whose sole purpose and joy in life was to work in the steel mills. And he was said to be a hero to the many Central and Eastern European immigrants who also found themselves working in the steel mills in Pittsburgh during the early 20th century. But was he really a hero to these workers, or was he more so the industry's ideal vision of what a steel worker should be? Well, let's take a quick look using William Gropper's painting, Joe Magarac. Legend has it that Joe Magarac was born in an iron ore mine, raised in a furnace, and was made entirely of steel. He was 7 foot tall with arms the size of smokestacks and hands the size of buckets. He was able to stir molten metal with his bare hands, take red-hot steel and shape it any way he wanted. He made railroad rails by squeezing steel between his fingers. He completed the work of 29 men, worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. He was always cheerful, never complained. He was so committed to working in steel that he refused to have a family and in one account even declined a wage increase. He just wanted to work. But what was it really like to be an Eastern or Central European immigrant working in the steel mills during the early 20th century? During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Pittsburgh was one of the nation's largest and most important economic centers. Steel mills lined the banks of its rivers, producing nearly one half of the nation's steel. With this volume of production, there was more work than there was labor. Through efforts of the steel mills who were looking for cheap labor, Pittsburgh was soon inundated with immigrants from Central and Eastern Europe looking for work. Upon arrival, they immediately faced prejudices and discrimination. Better paying and safer jobs were earmarked for Northern European immigrants and U.S. citizens, while the dangerous, unskilled jobs went to the Eastern and Central European immigrants. But it was work. Men often worked 12-hour shifts, with one 24-hour swing shift every 2 weeks. Accidents occurred often. Pay was little to nothing. These conditions led to the Homestead Strike of 1892 and the Great Steel Strike of 1919. So, would the same men who fought for better working conditions during these strikes idolize the cheerful, just happy to work Joe Magarac? Well, as it turns out, through an oral history conducted with steel workers who worked these mills during the 1930s, concluded many of these workers never heard of Joe Magarac. It's likely his story, attributed to author Owen Francis in 1931, was just a story told in the traditional style of folklore. Today, you can find images of Joe Magarac throughout Pittsburgh. In addition to his connection with steel, he is a beloved symbol of the region's diverse immigration history. So have you ever loved your job that you wanted to work 7 days a week or you would decline a wage increase? I can't imagine. I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love what I do and where I work. It's amazing. But if I was offered a raise, you'd better believe I would take that. Until next time. Be kind, be safe, and good luck.